All right, everybody, welcome to today's special episode of Profit Acceleration Secrets. And today we're hosting another Profit Acceleration coaching session. I am so delighted to invite a good friend and colleague that I've figured out I've known for over a year now. So we got a lot to catch up on, Sierra. But everybody, please join me in welcoming Sierra Fields to our conversation today. Sierra, how are you doing?
I am doing wonderful.
All right, so we'll let everybody know we were just having a good first conversation, and now I feel like we're about to have a real conversation now. But Sierra, before we really dive in, I just want to invite you take a moment to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do in your business.
So, my name is Sierra Fields, and I am the CEO of Time Realty. We assist first time home buyers into their new construction home. So that's what basically what we do. We take
All right.
pride in what we do, trust me.
Well, let's dig a little bit deeper. I mean, specifically, what are the mix of products or services that you may offer in your business as well? I guess give us a little bit more detail.
So I have resources that's connected with the company will help you build your credit up because myself and my family became homeless, so I had to rebuild everything back up and the home to call our own. So I do have resources to help you with that credit. I'm connected with the Urban League. I have partnership with different lenders that can assist, and they are phenomenal. And we will walk you step by step through the process. We will have patience because trust me, I know how it is. So we will try to make the transactions as smooth as possible and try to make it less stressful as we can. So
All right, perfect. Well, let's jump in because again, right before I clicked go live, you were like, Jarvis, how do I build this business? How do I get more customers, more revenue? Let me start with this, Sierra, and I'm throwing you a tough question, so I'm just teeing you up. What differentiates you from your competitors? Why would somebody choose to come do business with you versus anyone else?
well, I know how it is to be without a home. So I take much when I tell you customer service is a must with my company. I just really go hard for my clients, and whoever is on my team will do that as well. I'm sorry, because I just feel as though as customers, you have that to be honest and someone treating you nice, and it's just it. Sometimes it get personal with me, but
Sure.
it's business too. But I just feel as though I know how you can lose a home. So we will make sure that you stay in the home as well too. So we will put you in that position. And don't try to live. I educate uh the customers. Don't try to live above your means. If you can't do it, you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I really stress that a lot. But yeah,
All right. So
I just make sure
what
my
makes you
clients.
different? I guess just so what makes you different is your understanding of what it means to be without your customer service, and then you help kind of. It sounds like at least regulate their spending. You make right recommendations based on where they may be financially.
Yes.
All right. So when your top competitor, maybe think of one or two competitors really quickly, what are they communicating to their clients to say why they should choose them? What's the messaging?
You know what? I never did check that out because I don't work with had my clients getting a new built home, and they just it wasn't no type of, oh, let's do this plan right here, see if you can. It was like, okay, come see the home up. Okay, you qualify, that's it. So it wasn't like how I really take you step by step to make sure. that okay, because at the end of the day, I want you to stay in that home, like for real,
Mm.
for real.
All right.
So it was like, okay, you approve, so okay then, you know.
All right. Well, so that I think is already a part of the homework that I'm throwing out there for you. We just kind of went through our quick road mapping session right before we, start our conversation here. And the second strategy that I always, kind of coach my clients up on is creating what I like to call a market dominating position. And basically, that is how we differentiate, the work we do in our business from our competitors, right? I always want my clients to, I want you playing your own game. I don't want you even like when we think about competition, I want this to be Sierra versus Sierra, not Sierra versus 1,000 other people
Right.
competing in the same market. So, after our call today, go ahead and just quickly find whoever you would consider to be a competitor, three competitor websites. Find their website, their social media, their Google pages, and see what are they saying on how they choose to serve their clients. And then what I want you to find is what's the gap. So they're saying this, but then I'm reading these negative reviews. I'm seeing these gaps based on what they're saying. I want you to be able to figure out what is it that you do better than your competitors. And that becomes the messaging that we need to put out there. So, hey guys, do you know how these other realtors how they may do A, B, and C, and basically A, B, and C becomes negative things on how they're choosing to serve their clients? Well, hey, that's not what we do. Over here at Right Time Realty, we do X, Y, and Z. And those X, Y, and Z things will be the game changing dynamics that you bring that they can't even touch you on. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
All right. So that's already strategy number one. I did look up some of your information, your website ahead of our conversation, and that was the first thing that stood out to me was I want Right Time Realty just playing in your own league. I mean, I already love the name Right Time, like you're right on time, right?
Right.
So, there's some opportunity there, but we gotta draw it out. We gotta be able to articulate it so that when people are considering working with you, it should be a no-brainer. They should feel stupid for not working with you. That's how that's how clean I would like to see your messaging.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Is that fair?
Yes.
All right. So now teach me about your ideal client. So who are you targeting just right now today with your current messaging?
Well, first time home buyers, basically rentals, uh, who want to become first time home buyers. You know, it's a choice.
Mhm.
Also, if you want to get out that old home and get to a new construction, that as well too. But basically, it's you renting and becoming a homeowner.
Okay. All right, perfect. So how are you finding them? I guess teach me that. Where do they quote unquote hang out at?
Look, that's what I need help with. Maybe I can get some people to come along. Cause you know, I like I said, I'm looking to host a seminar pretty soon, and got with the lender. So maybe that's what I need to do. They probably hang out at what apartment complexes and stuff like that. You know, renting apartment.
Yeah, well, let me zoom out on that question then. So, do you have a client avatar built for your business here?
Oh, like a CRM.
No,
Yes.
no, no,
Is that
no, no. So, an avatar would be basically the profile of your perfect client. When these kids are playing video games nowadays, and they can go onto like a NFL video game and design their perfect player, and they give that perfect player a name and all the skills. Like this is going to be the best running back in the whole video game, right? That's an avatar. We got to figure out ways to kind of create that same thing for our businesses. So when I say, hey Sierra, tell me about your perfect client, your perfect avatar, I want you to be like, yo, my perfect avatar is a 27-year-old a young professional named Monique. And Monique is, she just started her first full-time job making $60,000 a year. She's been living in an apartment for the last 5 years, and she wants to buy her first home, right? She's right there. And now she needs someone to help educate her on the process and help her get organized and her finances and find the beautiful home of her dreams, et cetera, et cetera. Right now, that's a whole person that you've just designed. And now all of the Moniques in Georgia, Florida, all the areas that you could serve, all of the Moniques should be waving their hand and saying, "Hey, Sierra, here I am. I need your help." Right? That's a totally different opportunity, a totally different way to look for these clients. But let me stop there. Does that kind of make sense?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what you were referring to. That's what y'all call an avatar. Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. So what is the average? Is 60,000? Is a lot of people making that 60,000? Well, you got some people making it like 60,000.
See that? That's the research that you got to put in right there. And I do want to give a shout out. We got a
I
mix of
put it.
folks.
I put it like at 45, but how things going? Like it might be just 65. I mean 60. So I had put it at like 45.
Mhm. All right. But no, we do have some folks hanging out with us over in the chat, Sierra. So first, Chrissy Johnson, one of my clients, love her to death, and she's giving feedback on a lot of what you share. She likes your original kind of pitch, how you set things up. Chrissy has done a fantastic job, Sierra, when we talk about these avatars. So Chrissy has three. Hers are Veronica, Karen, and Allison, and they all kind of take their own very unique shape and needs. So then when Chrissy's out there, finding ways to serve her ideal clients, I mean, she's like, all right, what does Veronica need? Will Veronica like this? Why won't Veronica like this? She's really thinking in a lot of detail about how to find and serve these avatars. And then we have uh, Levitt Couch. She's saying to check the parents that have adult children living in their homes. So just that could be another version of an avatar. So maybe it's not just the immediate first time buyer, but who are they living with that is ready? Like, hey, Monique, it's time for you to get up out of here, right? So those are
Yeah.
additional avatars that you can build into your business model. But then when you start messaging why, Right Time Realty is the perfect place for young single women who are still living at home with their parents. Like, how can you serve them? Right. That it just becomes a very detailed conversation you're having instead of just a blanket message to the entire audience. Does that make sense?
Yes. Uh-huh. It makes a lot of sense. Yes.
All right. So that's two opportunities. So the first is market dominating position. The second is getting really, really clear on who you want to target, and you can have, as many of those as needed if that's appropriate for what you're trying to build business wise. Let me ask you this, Sierra. So, do you have your sales process documented in your business?
Yes, I have it. You talking about like in the business plan or just in general? Just document it is what I'm referring
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. So, your sales process basically, how many steps do people need to go through before you get paid?
Oh,
So,
okay. Yes. Uh-huh.
so you do have that documented.
Yes.
Okay. So I would say, well, let me ask, how many steps, just roughly off the top of your head? Can you walk us through it? And how many steps? Is it 3 steps, 5 steps, 32 steps before people
No,
get
it ain't that many. So,
paid?
so basically, when they come to me, so 9 times out of 10 they don't have a lender, so they looking for you to have referred partners like lenders, inspectors, home warranties, and stuff like that. So you provide that resource to them. So once they come to you, they get if they're not approved already, you refer them to one of your partners, the lenders.
Mhm.
And once they get approved, they have to turn in the necessary documents. Even though they fill out the application, they still have to turn in necessary documents that the lender needs. So once that's done, they get that pre-approval letter, and then now we could go shopping. So it just all depends on the customer. It just depends on the customer if they like that house. Once they decide they like it, sometimes it can take up to like 3 weeks just to find sometimes it just all depends on that person, because I done had a VA client where she knew what she wanted. We didn't have to go looking so many times. She just knew it. Maybe 1 or 2 times, maybe, but it just all depends on the customer. And once we find the house, we make an offer. It gets accepted. If it don't get accepted, we got to look again. But once it get accepted, we go through the inspection process.
Mhm.
And then once the inspection is good to go, because sometimes you have where you can have the seller, if any concerns on the property, you'll have the seller to fix it. And once that's complete, all we doing is just waiting to go to the closing table. To get it closed. And once the seller has addressed the issues, then we go back and make sure everything is done correctly. And make sure, the house, the home is, in good condition. And then we close.
All right, perfect. And let me ask, what types of strategic partnerships do you have in your business right now?
Lenders, home warranty, inspectors, some contractors. Cause I'm working on a project coming up, so hopefully that gets good. I hope, because I we negotiating the price, so
Okay.
hopefully they'll accept it. We'll see.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, Chrissy has a great point down here. You could also look at partnering with life insurance agents as another.
Oh yes, even I'm a partner with a financial advisor as well too.
All right.
So
And
yes.
Sierra, you've been to some of my breakfast events, and I almost always talk about strategic partnerships, and I always talk about that partnership needs to be on paper, just written down. It doesn't have to be a contract,
Okay.
but the terms have to be on paper. So I do want to ask, for the partnerships you have, are the terms on paper, or is it the hookup and the handshakes, or what's
Yeah,
what's the
I need to
dynamic?
I need to put it on paper. So I do have a CPA. We meet up. So
Good
I
stuff.
really in the process of an attorney as well too, because I know I need to get that in place. Like you said, no, I
All right.
haven't. It's just no, I haven't. Sorry.
No, no, you're good. You're good. There's one
That's why
one
I'm
day.
trying to work on the business and not in it. But we'll get there.
No, well, that's why we're having this conversation. So, um, for everything you just said, I do want to emphasize again, market dominated position, without a doubt, Sierra. That's, I think, going to be a true part of the big opportunity. That plus getting really, really clear on who you want to do business with, who do you want to serve, who do you want to help get into their first houses. Strategic partnerships, formalizing those, I think, would be a natural fit. Oh, I lose your connection. All right, Sierra, I'm going to keep talking. Everybody, hang out with us. Sierra may have lost the internet connection there. Um, but strategic partnerships. So we always want to lock those down and have all of our strategic partnerships at least on a piece of paper, formal agreements, so you know who's doing what, who's serving who, and if and when that relationship needs to come to an end, then we have to articulate that on the front end. The last piece that I was going to go to with Sierra, and we'll pick it back up if she does come back on, um, will simply be around marketing strategies. So, oh, here she is.
Jarvis, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. That's technology doing what technology does. So you're good.
Yes, I'm like, oh my God.
No, Sierra. So I was just kind of quickly recapping everything, but strategic partnerships was the last part, I think, right before you dropped off.
Yes.
One last question for you, Sierra. Just curious to ask this, but with everything that I just said, I mean, what are you currently doing for marketing? So what are you doing right now to get the word out about you and your business?
Okay, so right now I just added a marketing. So we talk what the day is? Tuesday. So last week, I believe Friday, yeah, Friday, we talked. So Thursday we're having a meeting. So basically that will be handled with them. So it's going good. It's moving forward. So they will kind of we all, would come up with strategy for upcoming seminars that's going to be hosting other different things that need to be marketed on social media. So we having a meeting coming up Thursday.
Okay. So it's a marketing group, a group that's going to help you with your marketing. Is that essentially it?
Yes.
Okay,
Because
perfect.
with Clayton State University,
Mhm.
they also have internships that is with me currently as well too.
Mm, okay. All right. Perfect. So to connect the dots, and again, I got some information I can share with you even after our call. Um, but the marketing, well, you said you'll be available to join our breakfast this weekend as well.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
perfect. Yeah, I love when I have folks who are just right here in my own backyard. Um,
Yes.
so, and we could talk about it a little bit more at the breakfast, but again, that market dominating position is how you position yourself to be different from everyone else. And let's figure that out as you start working with this new marketing group. So again, if they want to do the same old marketing that every other realtor, that's not the game I want you to play. So
No, that
so
see, we're on the same page. That's not the game I want to play either.
all right, perfect. Yeah, we got to differentiate, but that's connecting the dots. So marketing is only effective when we have a market dominating position. So that's the key. So,
Gotcha.
so Sierra, no, I appreciate the chance to kind of talk through this. We're gonna have fun at the breakfast this weekend because now I know exactly what's on your mind. Um, Sierra, I guess before I wrap up, what are your takeaways? Like based on what we just talked about, what makes sense to you, or what's something you think you're gonna follow through on given this conversation?
Well, getting the strategic partners in place, like you said, putting it on paper and dominating the marketing part of it. Like, oh my God, that is so important. I'm like, well, I'm not. That's really important. Like, it's been, do you think it's important, with how the economy is right now? I believe it is very important right about now.
I mean, the reality from my point of view is it's important if you want to keep getting new clients and making money and keeping your business alive. So that's in a good economy, it's important. In a bad economy, it's important. It's a standard of marketing that I try to teach all of my clients, but unfortunately, it's not open knowledge, which is exactly why I have this podcast going. So we're talking about the secrets and the details of really growing a business. That's exactly what I'm working to get out there. So, yes, ma'am. But we'll have plenty of time to really, really dig in. Sierra, before I let you go, can you please give us some information for folks who are going to pay attention to this conversation? Where can they find you on social media or your websites? Go ahead and throw out any plugs that you would have for us.
So you can find me you can find my company on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube is out there as well too. LinkedIn, TikTok. I post some stuff on there as well, and my website is www.righttimerealty.org. And you can reach me. You can get on that calendar link. My contact information is on there as well. And I thank you all. And Jarvis, I learned about that avatar. Y'all really broke that avatar. Y'all gave that avatar that avatar seemed like a real person to me.
That's the goal. That's exactly what we want because it is a real person, right? At the end of the
Right.
day, you're trying to work with real people. So, Sierra, now we're gonna have a lot more fun on Saturday. I'll be sure to talk about everything in a little bit more detail. But Sierra, I just want to thank you for giving me this time. For everyone that's plugging in with us today, I want to thank you all for making us a part of your day as well. So until next time, you have Jarvis and Sierra just wishing you all more leads, more customers, and more profits in your businesses. Take care, everyone.